Hello, I am Helen from Take Flight Nutrition, and today I thought I'd talk a little bit about myself. So some of you watching this, or many of you, will be my friends, some of you will be my colleagues, some of you will be acquaintances I've met around the world, but some of you will only have come across me perhaps recently on Facebook or on Instagram, whether that be because of my flying or because of my nutrition. So let's just go back a bit and tell you how I got to where I am today. So my day job is a long-haul airline pilot. I've been doing that for 6 years. Before that, I flew for a short-haul airline for nearly 10. Passionate about health and fitness, and as such, during the pandemic, I studied and qualified to become a level 4 nutrition coach. Why did I get so interested in health and fitness? Well, funnily enough, when I was younger, I really wasn't sporty. In fact, I was what I described myself as being the fat kid at school. Always picked last for teams, absolutely hopeless at sport. So what happened? Well, for a long time, absolutely nothing. I joined gyms, I tried the classes, I tried running, but I had absolutely no structure to it. And actually it took me until my 30s to actually invest in myself, invest in a coach, and actually learn what you need to do to actually make changes when it comes to your health and your lifestyle, and actually how huge nutrition is as part of that. Nutrition to me has evolved. So from not really thinking about what I ate at all to then starting running when I was around 30 and using it as an excuse to eat anything I wanted. And I did that for about 6 years. And it was at this point I started to take more of an interest in learning about the whys, the hows and the whys behind nutrition and how it could actually help me with what I wanted to achieve, whether that be endurance in running or indeed with supporting resistance training, which actually I was beginning to start to get into. And this was actually the pivotal moment for me that made me really overhaul my entire exercise, nutrition and fitness regime. So I got to age 37, and that was the first time that I actually started to look really seriously into nutrition and how it would help me in my goals, those goals being fitness, health, longevity, and actually to support my long-haul lifestyle. I quickly learned the importance of a balanced diet, but how important certain macronutrients are, not just for fitness goals, but for life goals, for staying healthy into old age, for brain, to help you sleep. All of these things actually which are really important, certainly for an airline pilot. So it was really interesting for me to know what sort of foods to eat to help my cognition and my thinking and my thought processes, not just to support the goals that I had for my fitness and my physique. So I actually had quite a specific goal of wanting to do a photo shoot, but I didn't make life easy for myself, first of all by having a job that has me out of bed several times a month for full nights. I'm working funny hours, I'm in different time zones, I can't go to the same gym every week, I can't make my own foods all the time. So I had to adapt this with the help of my coach to actually achieve that goal, which I did. So in 2019, I did my photo shoot and had the most amazing time, really, really proud of my achievements. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about how you can manipulate diet and exercise to get quite extreme results if that's what you want. And I continued with that for another couple of years until I was 40. And then at the end of 2019, my life took a complete U-turn, relationship-wise, and it was a difficult time, and I absolutely ploughed everything that I could control into my physique, the training, the nutrition around it, and it was kind of a focus for me around a lot of other things going on in my life, which was quite an upheaval. And this was before the added complication of COVID in March 2020 when I turned 40. So COVID happened, I'm living on my own, flying stops, completely unsure as to where my life is going to go now. I didn't even know if I was going to have a job, if I was ever going to fly again, what I was going to do. The one thing I did have control of was this competition that I was still hoping would go ahead. So I carried on the prep for that, but also I had a lot of spare time on my hands. There was no point sitting there worrying about things I couldn't control. What I could control was what I did with that spare time, and I'd been wanting to actually become qualified in nutrition for a while because I'd learned so much through my own transformation that I wanted to learn more of the science and the whys and hows behind it. So that's when I actually started doing my level 4 nutrition coaching course with the BTN Academy. It soon became clear that the competition was not going to happen, and so therefore I had a lot of time to invest in learning and self-development, that being the nutrition course that I had started at this point, but also in self-development and reading and learning about myself. So then several months of not doing much flying at all, but I had plenty of time to invest in me and learning more and more on my nutrition course, but also reading around the subject. And I got very interested in body clock and circadian rhythm, because actually not flying put my body back in a natural state, which it hadn't been in for years. You know, long nights out of bed and shift work, and getting a natural circadian rhythm back was really quite remarkable. And so therefore I wanted to know more about that and how that could work with nutrition, and how I could use that information to help people who have similar work-life balances that I do, especially those that have these unusual working hours. So fast forward to 2022, and I have been a nutrition coach now. I've been qualified for over a year, and I started Take Flight Nutrition at the start of this year because I really want to help people understand what I have learned, and some simple things that everyone can do with your diet, with your mindset, with your exercise, and with things like self-care that we're all guilty of neglecting from time to time. So all of these things come into my coaching, where I help people become the best versions of themselves and lose weight as well, if that's what their goal is. That's basically how I got to where I am now. So, you know, I'm Helen, I'm a nutrition coach, I'm a pilot, I love to walk, I love to lift weights in the gym, I like to paddleboard, I love living here at the moment. I'm in West Sussex. I've lived various places, including Spain, where I learnt to fly. But right now, would I say I am best version of me? Absolutely. However, I'm not without my faults, absolutely, and I do find myself beating myself up over simple things, just like the rest of us do. I'm a perfectionist, very guilty of that, but in some respects I think that's a good quality, because, you know, I want to do my best for my clients and pass on that knowledge the best way I can, so they can be the best versions of themselves. So if you got this far in the video, well done. I was going to try and make it less than 3 minutes, but that didn't happen, did it? But thank you very much for listening. It's nice for me to sort of talk a little bit about how I got to where I am now, so maybe you can understand my journey and how I might be able to help you with yours. Thanks for watching.